everyone, this is Rabbitious Blog, and welcome to my first ever TV wrap-up series. So basically what TV wrap-up is like me reviewing whole seasons of the current TV shows I've been watching. And mostly this alludes to the current TV shows that's on TV right now, because I've been having such a rough time trying to review these TV shows on a weekly basis, or try to review each episode of the current TV shows on a weekly basis, since my TV is kind of going in and out lately. But this is a good way for me to review full seasons of shows that are currently running, and just to see it's a good way for me to see, how far am I going with these TV shows by reviewing these seasons. So this is a good way for me to just try to keep up with the shows that's currently on TV, while still trying to explain to everybody what these shows are all about, judging by the seasons. So because of that, because these reviews are going to be me reviewing about the entire seasons of the shows, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in these reviews. So there's a bit of a spoiler warning here if you're watching this for the first time. For the TV wrap-up reviews, there's going to be major spoilers, since I'll be reviewing the entire season, so look out for those. So if you haven't seen these current TV shows yet, then you can skip these videos. Or if you have watched these current TV shows, then and you want to know what my thoughts about each season is, then keep watching. So the TV wrap-up episode I'll be doing today is season 1 of Supergirl. Now, before I get into my thoughts about Supergirl Season 1, I would like to remind everybody that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean that there was some movie and TV show news that was released that I wanted to cover. So those will be considered special videos. But new videos will be posted up every Sunday for this channel. So now let's get into my review on season 1 of Supergirl. So I just got the DVD of Supergirl season 1, and I just watched the all the episodes from this season. And basically what this season is all about is that we're introduced to how Kara becomes Supergirl, and how the struggle she has to go through with trying to learn what it's like to be a hero, while also trying to live up to her cousin Superman, or Clark Kent, who's already been on the planet. And how this season starts off is that we get to learn about how Kara lands on Earth. Like, she was originally supposed to protect Superman when Superman left Krypton, after Krypton explodes and Superman was also sent off to Earth. Kara was supposed to protect Superman, but because her pod got shifted out of orbit, she ends up coming to Earth much later than Superman, and Superman by this point has already become a hero. So now Kara has to learn how to become a hero herself, and we see her journey through trying to become a hero, all the emotional pain she goes through with becoming a superhero. And then we see her relationships with various people, like Jimmy, or James Olsen, however way they're gonna call him in this series, Wang, her sister Alex, or her adopted sister Alex. We also see Kara's adopted family in this series. And then we get to see Martian Manhunter in this series, who's actually Hank Crenshaw in this show. But yeah, we get to see Martian Manhunter in this series. And that's how season 1 is, for the most part. It's introducing us to Kara as Supergirl, and how the struggle she goes through in becoming a hero. And then we learn more about her background, about how she left Krypton. And then we see there was various villains that came during the season. Probably the most prominent villain was Non, who's like a Kryptonian who came from Krypton, who wants to take over the Earth and try to control everybody on Earth. So those are some of the villains that came in season 1 of Supergirl. So what are my thoughts about the first season of Supergirl? I thought this was a pretty good season. I think it did a lot of things right. For one thing, it has a more linear story. It shows up it shows us like how Kara came to Earth in the first place, and it shows why she came to Earth. She was supposed to protect Superman, but because her pod got out of orbit, she came in late, and by that point Superman had already become a hero of Earth. And I enjoy seeing the struggles that Kara has to go through in trying to become a hero and learn what it means to be a hero throughout this entire season. And I think the show did a very good job. The season did a very good job so far in developing Kara's character into like being this person who's like unsure of what she's capable of, like she's unsure if she can measure up to Superman, to becoming a more confident person by the end of the season, who's able to save the world whenever she can, and also give hope to the people, which is something that Superman's well known for doing, trying to give hope to the people of Earth. And Kara's trying to do this exact same thing. And I like how the show really explores all that in the season. Um, I also like Kara's relationship with various characters in the show. Like, I especially love her relationship with Alex. Alex is her adopted sister, and I love how Kara still treats Alex like her sister, despite the fact they're not blood related. And we get to see some tensions between them here and there, but we also see a close bond between the two sisters, as Alex is willing to protect Kara from anything that happens, and she's able to join a secret organization that's able to capture aliens and try to protect the Earth. So I like how Alex plays a huge role into saving the Earth as much as Kara, and I like how she tries to work with Kara in protecting Earth. And again, I love the relationship with each other. I love how Alex is willing to put her life in danger just to protect Kara, and Kara is willing to do the same thing for Alex. So I really like the dynamic between those two sisters. Another relationship I really enjoyed in the show was Kara's relationship with both Jimmy and Win. I like the fact that Kara was able to tell both of these characters that she's Supergirl immediately after she became Supergirl. Because one of my biggest concerns I was worried about was that I was worried that they were going to wait till the entire season to for Kara to expose her secret to everybody. But I like the fact that in the very first episode, Kara pretty much told Wang, "Oh, I'm Supergirl." So, we don't have to deal with, oh, who knows that Kara's Supergirl or not. So I'm glad how I love the way how they handled that. And I hope I'm glad this is one of those few superhero shows that they handle that so well, and we get to see how Wang and Jimmy both try to help Kara after knowing her secret. So that was one of the things I really enjoyed about Kara revealing her secret at the very first episode of this season. I also like Kara's relationship with Jimmy. Well, I will admit there's some cons to their relationship, and I'll explain that in the con section. But I like how Kara is able to tell Jimmy everything, and then you see that Kara has a crush on Jimmy, and of course there's that typical romance drama between them about will they, won't they get together thing, which I'll explain more in the con section. But overall, I do like the fact that Kara and Jimmy try to pursue a relationship with each other, even though they don't know whether or not they should tell each other how much they love each other. But yeah, I do like Supergirl's relationships with all the characters in this season. And I like the fact that Supergirl tries to rely on her friends to help her do the right thing. Because I think Kara definitely needs people who would help her steer her in the right direction when she's trying to be a superhero. So that's what I love about Kara's relationship with her friends, is that they're there for her no matter what. And I was also really interested in Cat Grant's character. Like, she's like the Perry White in this universe. She's like the newspaper editor, or at least the magazine editor or something like that. But I like the fact that Cat Grant, even though she's really bossy, I like the fact that she tries to help Supergirl become a hero. Like, she tries to tell Supergirl, people rely on you to save them, or people rely on you to give them hope, and you need to be excuse me, you need to be the person who could give these people hope when times get rough. And I also like her relationship with Kara too. Like, she acts like a mother figure to Kara, and she like tries to tell Kara, you need to be tough, or you need to stand up for what you believe in, and no matter what people say. And I like how Cat Grant tries to inspire both Supergirl and Kara in trying to be a stronger person and trying to be the person to give hope to the people. And that's the most interesting thing about her character, is that it seems like she's a superficial character who only cares about herself, but you see that Cat Grant has lots of depth to her character, and you can see that she's trying to help Supergirl out with her issues with trying to save the world, and she's trying to help Kara gain more confidence in herself. So I like how Cat Grant is like a much more complex character than she seems at first. So that was something I really like about Cat Grant's character. I also like how they developed the villains in this in the first season, especially Silver Banshee. Like I think Silver Banshee was like one of the most interesting villains this season, because she was like start off as a girl named Saban, who was also trying to take Kara's place as being the best assistant to Cat Grant. But once Saban started doing all these horrible things, Cat Grant ends up firing Saban, and that's where Saban went crazy. And she also gets these powers where she's like Black Canary. She can scream at a high pitch, but she also becomes the villain Silver Banshee. And I just love how that was developed, like how Saban was like start off as a rival to Kara, and then she pulls some really bad stunts, and she ended up getting fired for it, and so she becomes Silver Banshee. And I hope they do more with Silver Banshee's character in the next season. Like I really loved her character. I love how they develop her character, and I hope we see more of her in next season. I also like the way they developed Life Wire, who was like Cat Grant's sister, and then she turned evil. And again, I like how they develop her character, and how she becomes a villain, and how she has a grudge against Cat Grant because of how Cat Grant treated her. So I like the fact that these villains like have these grudges against these superheroes, and how they were very well developed for this season. And as for the finale, I thought the finale was very well done in a way. I will admit there were some cop out moments there, like how Kara handled the situation when everybody got mind control. But other than that, I think it was a good way to show how Kara is the hope for all the people of Earth, and the way for what it was. I think it was a pretty good way to explain how Kara can give hope to the people on planet Earth. Now, here are some cons about this season. First of all, I did not like the relationship drama going on between Cara and Jimmy. Like, I actually I never liked it when a lot of these shows do these relationship dramas, or they play the will they won't they scenario, and we have to go through a whole season wondering about whether or not this couple would get together. Because personally, I would rather have the couple just get together at the very beginning, or break up at the very beginning, so that way we don't have to do the will they or won't they scenario all the time. And that's what they did with Jimmy and Cara, and I really didn't like that at all. I would have preferred it if Jimmy and Cara were together in the very first episode, and then just have the show like explore their relationship with each other. Like they could argue, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with a couple arguing with each other here and there, but you know do it for the whole season where it's like the will they won't they scenario. I didn't really like that, and I'm glad that they got in a relationship towards the end of the season, because yeah, like I said, I don't think I could deal with the will they won't they scenario again, since that's one of my most least favorite things about these superhero shows sometimes, is that they have to get into the relationship drama and it has to turn into a will they won't they scenario. Another con I had with this season was that I felt like the Kryptonian villains, like Non, they felt like background villains. Like there wasn't a lot to their characters. Like I felt like Non was a kind of a stale villain in the season. Like he just kind of follows what Kara's aunt does for most of the season, and even though it turns out he's a real bad guy in the season. I wish there was more done with his character. I actually think Maxwell Lloyd, even though he becomes like good friends with Kara towards the end, I think he would have been a better villain, since at least he has some kind of animosity against Supergirl in a way. So with Non, it just felt like he was just doing these things because he was told to, and it just made his character kind of uninteresting in this season. But overall, I love Supergirl season one. I think this was a really good season. Of course, there were some, moments that's like, it kind of slowed down the show, or there were some moments they could have left off, like the relationship drama between Jimmy and Carr. But other than that, I think this was a really solid good start to this series, and I hope to watch season 2 somewhere down the line. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen in season 2 of Supergirl. But so far, this is like one of the best superhero series I've seen in a while, since Flash, really. So I hope that it gets much better in season 2, and I can't wait to see season 2. So tell me in the comments below, have you been watching Supergirl lately? And what are your thoughts about Supergirl so far? Please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated on any new videos I post up, and also like my Facebook page, Ravidius Blog's Best Comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Ravidius Blog, and I'll see you later.